When I come to this bar, I feel like I'm on Tumblr.
That's absolutely what it is. Like half the people I know at this bar I met through Doctor Who. I met her through Teen Wolf, actually. That's different.
My name is Kenyatta Cheese. I'm one of the founders of Everybody at Once. I've always been interested in the ways that fans gather around the things that they love. That's kind of the key word for it, right? It is about love. It's about having an actual emotional reaction to something as opposed to just sort of consuming it.
We're humans. We take our meaning of the world from other humans. We need to feel the audience around us. And for 50 or 60 years, we faked it. Television starts with some people doing stuff on a stage, and there's an audience who's looking at it. And then there's this other audience that's at home that's sort of seeing the signal of an audience watching something happen. In a way, it's just theater at a distance. And that's all well and good until the invention of a couple of technologies that allow us basically to pre-record. And it allows us to tell these much more complex stories than we've ever had before. But it also meant that people who were watching television at that time started watching something that they'd never really seen before, which is a form of entertainment that didn't have an audience around it. The idea that there could be something that was meaningful without an audience to make it meaningful was so strange. And it was this enterprising audio engineer, a guy who'd been doing sonar and radar in the Navy named Charlie Douglas. And he had this really kind of crazy idea. He invented a machine called the laugh box. He would play the audience with a keyboard. He did all that because we need that. That's why we care. People will use whatever tools they have at their disposal to be part of the audience again. And that's why if you look at Twitter during prime time, if you look at the trending topics, most frequently they are shows on television. And here it is, like here's Twitter, here's like anybody can talk about whatever they want at any time, and at 8 o'clock Eastern, they will talk about what they're watching. This is the thing. This is the sort of unprecedented view of each other that we've never really had. Oh my God, the audience can see the audience. There's nothing that I've seen that is a better example of this than the work that Kenyatta has been doing with Doctor Who. It's not even just the best case. There's really nothing else like it.
Doctor Who is the world's longest running sci-fi show. It's about a humanoid alien called a Time Lord. He comes to Earth and takes on these human companions that become sort of the character through which we get to explore all of time and space. And when you have all of time and space to explore, it means you can do pretty much anything. What we did was we built the Doctor Who Tumblr.
Sup, Tumblr? I'm in my friend's car, and we are getting ready for the Doctor Who season finale. And I'm just really excited.
When you look at these numbers, they're kind of incredible, right? You see 21 million posts a month just about Doctor Who. We've created a space where people can come and talk about the show, share their work, feel as if they're part of a community. Live Tumblring is this thing where we post fan art of moments from the show just as it happens on TV on the broadcast. It takes advantage of this little quirk that happens when you have a show that airs first in the UK and then airs again in the US. In those 5 hours, a lot of people have already taken that episode and turned it into fan art. It creates this event that everyone can come together for, right? You have this experience, this second screen experience, if you will, that doesn't necessarily take you out of the show, doesn't take you out of the narrative, but that moment when you have that reaction of, oh, just one sort of like little look that one character will give somebody else, you're gonna take that scene, you're gonna rip it, and then you're gonna make an animated GIF out of it. So you can share that scene out to other people and be like, this was it. This was the thing that I loved. When other people come across that work, they're not just gonna like it, they're gonna reblog it, and they're gonna add their own commentary. Oh my God, I love this too. this was awesome. And then maybe those two people start following one another. And then maybe they start actually gaining conversation with one another, not just about the show, but other things in life. And then maybe they start meeting up into the real world. Once you've formed sort of lasting relationships that just happen to be around the story you're telling, that community becomes so much stronger.
I mainly find people through like a post and then somebody makes a really witty comment on the original post. I'm like, yes, that's who I need to be friends with.
Yeah.
And then I'll follow them. And then I'll stalk them until I make them become my friends.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think this fundamental feeling of wanting to be in sync with each other is something that we'll look for it every way we can get it. And so whether that means going to the bar to watch TV together, whether that means going to the stadium to watch something together, whether that means going onto Tumblr to watch Doctor Who together, we will find our ways to do that. The idea that everybody in the audience is themselves aware of the audience, the idea that the audience has an audience, this is the most profound shift in all of the technologies that are changing entertainment.
You are part of something bigger than yourself. And that exists in fandoms everywhere. Whether or not people take advantage of this, whether or not storytellers understand this, whether or not they actually try to get in there and be a part of that fandom, that's the thing that has to happen next.